Hey friends, happy Monday. How are you? So many updates. Okay, first of all, we are going to do a card pull today. I know I had gone here like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, and talked about how to get better. I am still sick. I got better. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm like utilizing my tools. I think I got better and then I relapsed and so now I'm moving through it all over again, which is crazy. But it is Monday. It is almost the new year. I have taken this time. Hey, everybody's hopping on. I've taken this time to, like, the past few weeks being down to really focus on what do I want 2020 to look like, and not only for myself, but for this group, and like what kind of impact do I want to have. And so part of that means really, really tuning in and being consistent in every way that I possibly can. And that includes really being consistent with the card pull Monday. So I got a new deck for Christmas. Hi, Marissa. Hi, Claire. And the Super Attractor book, I don't know why I don't have it yet. I actually might have it in my Audible because I love it. But this is the deck for that. I usually pull from her other deck, The Universe Has Your Back. But this one is so beautiful. And I have not fully gone through these cards yet. On Christmas Day, I went through a few of them. And I was like, oh, these are so good. So this is going to be my first time. I'm really excited to share it with you. And you can see like these are similar but a little bit different. So I just want to give you guys a few updates while we're tuning in here. And I first of all just want to say like thank you and I love you and I'm so happy to see you on here. Even though I am sick today, it is the greatest joy for me to tune in with you guys, and I feel like I'm always like, oh, we're going to do it, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then I spread myself so thin, but I'm really working on that this year, of how can I have the most impact. So I want you to know, I want to hear from you, because I'm here for you, of some of the things that you want to learn from me. I want to do a class coming up on like goal setting and affirmations versus goals, and then also, you guys know I'm totally into vision boards, so I am kind of waiting for the sickness to go away, but it's been 3 weeks, so it looks like I'm probably going to have to just record a video just like this, and then you guys will have to be okay with it, which I'm sure you will, because the content is always gold. So we're going to do an overall card pull for everyone. Gosh, if you guys are sick, I totally empathize and feel for you. Okay, so this card, ooh, what does it say? You guys get first look, because I haven't seen any of these yet. Hi, Alex. Okay, it says, when I introduce joy to a situation, I change the vibrational frequency of what's happening around me. Wow, when you invite joy into any situation, it increases the vibrational frequency of everything that's around you. And you know, this card is for everybody, but it definitely resonating with me because I had a conversation with my father-in-law recently, and he was saying, I was talking about a certain person who was triggering me, and they were triggering me because I came from a long line of trauma, and I see this certain person who's like takes a lot of things for granted, and I was like, it's hard for me to see her have so much and take it for granted, you know. And what he said to me is like, Ashley, love never hurt anything, you know. Like, what does it take to add the ingredient of love basically into that my relationship with that person? What would it look like for me to love her just a little bit more, right? When she says something, how can I just invite love or joy into that and be like, you know, I'm glad you said that. But for a moment, especially around Christmas dinner, I was like, you know, and I mean, that's all of us. I always talk about love. I do all the time, but I still have to check myself because I was finding myself like, I didn't even want to talk around her. Like, I was like, I was just like ego, right? Because I'm going through my own trigger stuff. So what would it look like to invite joy into every situation when she talks? I'm like, how can I see that through eyes of joy? When she asks me a question, but she doesn't ever talk to me, so that's not even a thing, but whatever. But you guys get the point. And anything, and even with kids, right? Like, kids can be really, really stressful. They're amazing, and there's so much joy around them. But sometimes they can, like, trigger us, right? So in which case, how can we bring more joy to that? How can we see our reaction instead of reacting? How can we respond with love, with joy? To me, they're kind of like, they go hand in hand. And so just keeping this top of mind is really important. And if you can ever, in any situation, even the hard stuff, if you can invite joy into your space, it's going to raise your frequency, and it's going to change your perspective and therefore your response. So I love that. And Claire, I'm so glad you love it too. Oh, hey, Monica, I see you on here also. By the way, do you guys like my new ring light? Check this out. Ready? I'm going to turn it up. Super vibrant. And then I'm going to turn it down. Like, this is so rad. I like totally got it all for Christmas. partially for myself, but also because I have really amazing in-laws, which I'm grateful, so I can do more quality recordings for you guys. So in what ways can you increase joy more into your any situation that you're into, increase your vibrational frequency? And that's what we're going to be talking a lot about in this group, is how to raise your vibration, because before you can really, whatever it is that you're looking for, maybe it's money, maybe it's relationships, maybe it's health. Do I need to increase my frequency as far as health goes? And the answer is yes, I do. Let's have a conversation about that. One of the things that I've had to talk to my husband about, because he's amazing. I love my husband. He is my person. I'm so blessed. And one of the things that we kind of joke about is he's like, Ashley, you're so, your body is like a butterfly. If the wing breaks, you go down, just being so fragile and so frail. And I do have a lot of, autoimmune disorders. I eat really healthy for a reason. I've done holistic health coaching for 7 years for a reason, because I have to live and breathe it. And so we'll joke about my body being at a lower frequency and not able to heal, and how I always get sick, and how he's been around me the past 3 weeks and he hasn't gotten sick at all, but I've gotten sick twice. You know what I mean? And so here I am making fun of myself, making fun of my body. Here's me, here's my body. And I'm like, she's always sick. Yeah, she's so fragile and frail. I'm lowering that frequency. I'm not bringing the joy into it and being like, hey body, we got this. And I am, and I do, and I'm consistently working on that. But it's something that I realized in my husband and I in our conversation, that it was a joke. And he's like, you're going to go before me, don't worry about getting the life insurance, Ashley. It's kind of things like that. And it's I need to increase my vibration to be an energetic match for being healthy. And that's a big goal for me for 2020. So I love to invite you to explore that as well. Okay, so some card pulls. Claire, I hope that you're still on here, because I see your comment recent and last. And Claire, oh my gosh, if you guys do not follow her on Instagram, you gotta go check it out. She has one of the cutest little baby boys ever, and she posted the most amazing story today of him laughing and giggling, and it just brings me so much joy. He was so happy. He was like, oh, like one of those gifts or something. It was adorable. So I would like to pull a card for you. Oh, good, she's here. So this one is for you. Wow, I shuffled this. Oops, it's upside down. I shuffled this deck, and look at this, still popped up. Because I saw it. I saw it at the bottom. So that means it's totally meant for you, Claire. I slow down and listen to the guidance that's available to me. I slow down and listen to the guidance that is available to me. This is so profound. When we still our mind enough to be able to hear our heartbeat, in order for us to hear the subtle whispers, and it's not only what we hear, what we feel, but also what we see. What are the subtle opportunities, conversations, things that you happen to overhear? Those are signs that are coming your way, but we sometimes have to slow down and listen to them. And something, I have a very dear, Claire says, the word still has been playing over and over in my mind lately. Yeah, because Claire, you're Wonder Woman. She totally is. You're a teacher, and you're a mom, and you're a great friend, and you're a great business owner. She does all of the things. So heck yeah, I can imagine being still can be something that's a little bit uncomfortable, right? When you're used to being an overachiever. So slowing down in something that happened recently, I had a really dear friend, and I won't share all the details, but she has been getting consistent signs about a relationship that she's in of red flag, this is out of alignment, red flag, this is probably not someone we should be with, red flag, red flag, red flag. And she's like, but I love him, I don't think I want to separate. And it just kept happening, and family is telling her, I have encouraged her. I'm I'm going to love you no matter what. And then finally something happened. And I told her, I'm if you don't listen to the subtle signs, if you don't tune in, God's going to send you a Mack truck. And God sent her the biggest Mack truck ever. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. It's going to finally hit you. But what if we stilled our mind, we silenced our mind enough to listen to those subtle frequencies, the subtle messages, so we don't have to deal with the Mack truck that is gonna totally shake up everything, right? Still our mind. I love that. So this totally goes for all of us. One thing I've been able to do really well is still my mind the past 3 weeks. Beautiful. Okay, so hey Susan, who else would like a card pull? I saw Marissa, you're on here. Oh, there you are. Marissa says, I will take one, please. Beautiful. Marissa, your profile picture has this beautiful pink on it, and I love that the back of these cards has a beautiful pink too. So there it is, it's in there. These cards are a little bit stiff. Okay, I'll show you guys first. Look how beautiful these cards are. When I live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, I can trust that everything is working out for me, even if I don't know when or how it will happen. The ultimate truth is always having that faith, that unwavering, unshakable faith. Again, a conversation I was having with my friend, right? She got freaking hit with a Mack truck, and then she had to have this like Mack truck conversation. Oh my gosh, that I would like never want to have because it's so hard. And I'm like, you're so brave for stepping into this, and I'm really, really proud of you. And even if you don't know what's going to happen, you don't know what's going to be said, what it's going to look like, it's like going through a birth canal. That's how I was describing it. It's like things are going to be like, ooh, if something is hard, if something is scary, maybe you're taking a big leap in a career or in your health or your big goals for 2020, or maybe it's a hard conversation to have, right? Or a sticky situation that you're in. It's like going through a birth canal. It's going to feel sticky, ooey, gooey. If you guys have had birth, you know. I mean, that's it. It's like all over the place. And it's going to be cold, and it's going to be warm, it's going to be confusing, all those things. But if you hold on tight and you just trust the process and you tune into your body's natural ability to give birth, your body's natural ability, the universe's natural ability to help you navigate through whatever it is that you're going through, and you have that unwavering faith, you're going to get through it the other side. And you know what you have? You're a new person. First of all, if you've ever given birth, you know what it's like. Like when I had Presley, I was like, oh, my legs are shaved. Like I, had my essential oils. Like I was like, everything was manicured and ready. And then I was like, I'm just gonna like sneeze and she's gonna come right out. That's what it is. I'm gonna be so nice to all of the nurses, and yeah, it's gonna be great. And I'll bring my makeup bag afterwards. No, when you are giving birth, it is so animalistic. Like you realize who you are in those moments, right? And I was like, I'm so sorry. Told the nurses later, and I like gave them little thank you cards and stuff like that. But you realize who you are in those moments. But what you have to do at the end of the day, when all this stuff goes out the window, is have that ultimate faith and know that when you live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, that means aligning with love, aligning with joy, and having that faith. Everything is working out for you. You can trust that even if you don't know when or how it will happen, that it will. And if you hold a thought lock in your mind long enough, then it shall come to fruition. And sometimes that's where it gets really annoying, right? Like I know of all people how frustrating that can be when I'm like, I'm visualizing it, and then it's like it hasn't happened super fast. And it's like, because you got to have faith that it's happening in that perfect timing. It is, because maybe you're not ready for it, or maybe if it's in a relationship or something, maybe that person isn't ready to be in a relationship, right? So of course it would make sense that it didn't happen in that perfect time or in your timing. Swiping through there you are, Marissa. She says, holy mic drop. Beautiful. And then Susan, all of my friends. Okay, now I see you on. Yeah, Claire's like, then maybe you sneeze and have a baby. That is not what it was. I mean, I try to be pretty put together for you guys, but in that delivery room, it was crazy. I could tell you some stories if you ever want to have a roundtable discussion about that. Okay, so Susan, I will pull a card for you. I'm so sorry I'm coughing. Isn't this crazy? But I'm glad that I feel like I've been taking care of myself, so it feels good. Sweet Susan. If you guys have not connected with Susan, I absolutely adore her. She is a Psych K practitioner, and she's amazing. Like, actually, I need to come and see you again to get through my money blocks. Or not my money blocks, my writing blocks. That's something else that's coming for you guys, is that more and more content that I am creating for you. And I have a block around writing. I can do videos all day, but writing, I have a block. So if you guys have blocks like that, no matter what it is or what it looks like, of course you can always come see me. You should see me anyways, because then I'm going to promote Susan and you can hear all the good things about her. Okay, so this card is for you. And apparently my deck is upside down because I'm pulling all of these upside down. Oh, the universe has big plans for me and I am ready to claim them. Oh, that makes me so excited. And it does. Oh my gosh. Again, Susan is so freaking amazing as a practitioner. I wouldn't even do it justice. We've actually done if you want to go to Ashley Amudzai on YouTube, you're going to see my video with her. I think it was like a Thought Leader Thursday or Wisdom Drop Wednesday that we did with my experience and my testimonial. But I mean, Susan, totally, the universe has big plans for you and it is time to claim them, because you have a whole wide world to change and getting your message out And Susan helped me with my public speaking because this doesn't scare me. Guys, I'm alone in my house right now. You know what I mean? So it's not really a big deal. But if I'm in front of like hundreds of people, all of a sudden it's like, and like all of the saliva leaves my body and it goes through my armpits. You know, like I get really nervous. And so I met with Susan to go over my fear of public speaking. And I had kind of like a panic attack at first, like when I went into that moment of what it would be like. And then after she did her amazing, like muscle testing, beautiful, amazing things, don't even know what it was like magic. When she did that, then I could step into that space and I could feel so confident, and that's exactly what happened. I delivered my first speech at a retreat up in Tahoe, which was so amazing, and it was like freaking fantastic. And so yes, girl, I mean, this is a shout to all of us. 2020 is all about that clear vision, having that clear vision of where you want to go. And so Susan, I support you fully in your business and just getting that message more and more out there. I think she does like new moon circles. She does like all the things. Definitely connect with her. If you guys have more questions, you can talk to me about. I love that. Are you guys planning out your 2020? Because I want to do a class on that. I'd love to show you how I'm doing mine. Mine's a little bit different because it's really business focused. But if you guys have a business, I mean, we could just do a whole planning thing just on that, because your life is whatever you want it to be. And so I like planning things out because then I have like a big vision of what it can look like and what I'm moving towards. And God doesn't steer a parked car. You know what I mean? You got to kind of know where you're going. You got to take the action steps. You got to like have a full tank of gas. So we can definitely go over all those things. Okay. Lucia, am I saying your name? I want to say Lucia or Lucia. I'm not sure, but I'm going to pull a card for you, my sweet friend. Oh, yours is right on top. Here it is. Another beautiful card. Again, I haven't looked at any of these cards. These are all new for me. When I connect to the spiritual realm, I open the door to receive divine guidance, clear direction, and great wisdom. Wow, look at this picture. It's like holding the world in your hands of infinite possibilities, tuning into nature. This really reminds me of the power of like grounding into your roots, into your identity, into like who you are, who you be. And when you do that, you get to stand tall in your integrity, and you get to own the stars and the universe. And not even own, because you can't own that, but that's a big thing. Own your power and own your potential among the stars and among all of the life. Look at all those beautiful leaves. Those leaves represent, to me, my first thought as I look at this picture, the leaves represent like all of the lives that you can change, all of the people that you can touch, the ripple effect by owning your power and stepping into your potential, who you really are. And when I connect to the spiritual realm, tuning into what does that mean for you? What does that mean for you? Maybe that's a meditation. I'd love to know. Drop it in the comments, you guys. Any questions that you have. And of course, if you want any further readings, if you want any further guidance, let's hop on a call. Like, I am so ready. I've been quarantined in my house. I've been quarantined and sick. I want to talk to people. Let's hop on the phone. Let's do a call. Just drop it below and I'll send you guys the link. But what does it mean to tap to the spiritual realm? Maybe for you, it's like doing mala beads every day. That's your one thing of consistency, or it's meditation, or it's going to an event, or it could be anything, even just like journaling and having that quiet time, walking in nature. But you open the door to receive divine guidance, clear direction, and great wisdom. Here's another example, another thing to remember, because I have to remind myself of this also. Sometimes I have a lot of like dragon energy. Like I'm just dragon, I'm a Scorpio, even my Chinese symbol is a dragon. Like I'm just like, I like to go, I like to do, I like to rage and party. By that I mean like sound baths and stuff. But all of that. And so sometimes I'm like, why am I feeling stuck? Like I have so much I need to get done and I only have so much time, because then I have to pick up Presley from preschool. Like I get in this like thing sometimes. I'm really type A and super organized, and if things don't go my way, sometimes I freak out, and that's okay because we're always navigating things, right? But this is a great thing of like, if you're feeling stuck, if you're like pushing for a goal, or maybe you're like me and you're just like, you're a recovering perfectionist. Maybe that's what it is. If so, remember that some of the times the most important thing for us to do, so we'll pull up Claire's card again, is to still your mind enough to open the door to receive the divine guidance that you're looking for. What is the next step? What am I supposed to be doing? Also the clear direction. Do I do this or do I do that? So that we're not even stuck in our head of, man, why isn't this working? Or should I do this or should I do that? Like, tune in. All of the guidance is right there. It totally is. And of course, the great wisdom. So that is for you. Okay, Lucia or Lucia. I don't know. I think it's Lucia, but I'm not sure. And I want to meet you, so let's hop on a call, my friend. That card is for you. And who else? Oh, hey, Lexi. And Stacy, I know I miss you too. Yes, Stacy, I would love to pull a card for you. Love, oh my gosh, my sweet friend Stacy Varga. I love you, sister. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you on here. Because we're on a mom's thread. We text all the time, but it's different when you guys are like kind of live energy here. Okay, beautiful. This one is for you, Stacy. Okay? Wow, look at that. That's so pretty. I can do less and attract more. I can do less and attract more. Okay, let's take a repeat at our other cards. This is so profound and powerful. Sometimes it's like, if I don't work hard, then I don't earn it. If I don't work hard, belief system, right? If I don't work hard, then it's not going to happen. What we believe about our reality is ultimately true. So is that ultimately true? No, it's not. And I've heard it from a lot of people, especially a lot of spiritual gurus, that the less you do, sometimes the more that you can accomplish. And what does that mean? Sometimes stilling your mind, right? Sometimes it's connecting to that spiritual realm. And instead of like hustling and like watching every course and every video and every this and that, just know that you have all of the divine wisdom within already. And when you do, you can attract more. How powerful is that? I can do less and attract more. So what a concept, right? Like we're not going to be an energetic match for this unless we believe it to be true. Unless there's even an inkling of possibility that this can be true for you. And of course, Stacey, this card is for you, but for any of you guys, this is a universal card for us. Do you believe this is true for you, that you can do less and you can attract more? If not, it won't happen. If you don't, like, again, let's hop on the phone. Let's talk about this. How do we move and navigate those blocks? Because the world is so full of abundance. It totally is. We don't create abundance. We create blocks to those abundance. We create these stories that we have to work 50 hours a week in order to X, Y, and Z. We make stories that we have to do blah, 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 blah before blah, 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 blah. That's not true. Like, it can literally fall in your lap. How do you think people win the lotto or they win those prizes? Or, I don't know, like, my husband dropped into my lap. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm the luckiest girl alive because he is my husband and we're such a great team. Like, we have to be an energetic match for it too. Okay, let's talk about that. That's an interesting one that we'll just slip into. Is some people in relationships, they're like, I go to dating sites and I go to, oh, this is such a good one. Stick with me, guys. They're like, and this is great if you guys do. I'm totally all about dating sites. That'd be like so much fun to be in the game again. Some of you guys are like, whatever, Ashley, whatever. You're not in the game. That's why. But I love people, so anyways. But they go to the mixers and the mingles and they talk to their friends about, hey, who's available? And they do this. They do a lot of effort to get into a relationship, right? And for me, and they have a belief system, a lot of people do, not everyone, but a lot of people have a belief system that it's hard to be in a relationship, or it's hard to find that perfect person, or maybe that person doesn't exist. Like, we have these belief systems, right? For me, on the other hand, I've always believed, like, oh, relationships are super easy for me. Like, I just, like, attract people really easy. I do, and I love it being in relationships. Like, I always have been, you know? And so with my husband, Farhad, I mean, you guys kind of know the backstory a little bit. When Presley was a super surprise. Her dad didn't even live in the same state, and we just, like, tried to make it work, and it didn't work, and that's okay, because we're still good friends, and now we co-parent, and that's amazing. But when I left Presley's dad, I was like, I don't need to find a guy, but I'm like, I need to figure out my life. And I was like, I wasn't even looking for a guy, but I was like, God, this is the kind of person that I do want. This is the kind of person that I am looking for. If that happens to show up, I wrote 5 non-negotiables. I teach a lot of people in relationships this. 5 non-negotiables of what I was looking for a man. I folded it on a sticky note. I kept it on the inside of my wallet. This is something that my friend had told me. Her friend told her, and she told me, person 1 met her husband, person 2 met her husband, person 3, me, I met my husband immediately after too. So really, really cool. Try it. If you're in a relationship, if you want to be in a relationship, 5 non-negotiables. More than that, you're too picky. Put it inside of your wallet and just keep it around. So I wasn't like hustling and looking and doing all of that. I was like, hey God, I did less and I attracted more, right? And I'm like, this is what I'm like looking for whenever it happens. Like, release the resistance. Here's what we do with money. Here's what we do with anything that we're manifesting a lot of the times. Is we're like, I want this to happen, and I want it to happen right now within this time frame. And then it's like, if we do this, it doesn't have the freedom to come and go. I want to be in a relationship. I wanted this. I wanted that. And I'm not saying this for Stacy, they want to be in a relationship, but this is like a good example. But we have to have that freedom. So I was like, okay, God, when it happens, like when the money happens, when the husband, boyfriend, whatever happens, it will. And then God gave me a download, and I reached out to an old dance partner that I had in a high school or in a college dance class, and I was like, hey, I'm looking for a Farhad. If I have the wrong person, then sorry. And he's like, oh no, it's me. And then we just started connecting. Like, it's such a cute, fun story. But I did less, and I attracted so much more. So that's like a really beautiful example. So in what ways do you feel like you're pushing and you're hustling so hard, but you're not getting anywhere? It's like you're just like banging your head against the wall. And what would it look like for us to step back and do a little bit less to attract more? And if you need help with that, call me. Like, let's get on the phone, any of you guys, because there are lots of tips that you can do in the back end to make things work, right? It's kind of like I just had a vision of a truck or a vehicle. You can be behind a vehicle and you can be pushing. You're like, this is so exhausting. I'm like sweating in the hot sun. You can push it, or you can be still and you can just lay underneath the car or the truck, or whatever, and you can like fix and tweak a few things, and then you get inside and you turn it on and boom, right? You did less to attract more and without any of the effort or as much exerted effort. Okay, are you guys loving this? I have someone coming over. I'm going to do a Facebook Live in a little bit. Oh, good. All of you. Susan, Lucia, you're like, I love it. And Gordon's on here, and Megan. Okay, beautiful. I don't know what time it is, but I said I know my friend is coming over to do another Facebook Live. So how about Megan? I love you. I love you so much, and I am so proud of you. I will do a card pull for you, and you can receive it if you choose. Megan, you have made so many strides. I mean, in life, you've always been a really like consistent person in general. I've never once been worried about you. Like, she's one of those people that just like consistently figures things out. I had to own that belief system. I'm like, I'm a person who figures things out. And I like say it as an affirmation over and over again. And there's some people, I have a good friend named Samantha too, who totally does that. I'm like, I'm never worried about you because you just figure things out and you're not a complainer. You just like, you're just cool and you just do things. Sometimes I complain and make a big deal out of it and I overthink it. I'll be honest, you guys, I'm not not hiding it. And Megan, she's really into the manifestation too, and that's why her life is so awesome. If you guys are looking for dog trainers, she's your girl. I'm seeing your sweet dog in my eyes right now. Okay, ready? Here we go. Beautiful. What does this one look like? I don't have to fear my fear. Wow. I can use it as a way to get closer to love. I do. This is like, I mean, for Megan, I pulled this card for you, but for everyone, what a beautiful card to resonate with. I do not have to fear my fear. I can use it as a way to get closer to love. Fear is false evidence appearing real, right? God does not come from a place of fear. My God doesn't. I think that's a whole other conversation of like being fearful of God. And I respect everyone's opinions. And I don't believe. My God is love. He is. And that's what it is. But false evidence is appearing real. And so sometimes that fear that's in front of us, that's holding us back from giving that talk, from asking for that promotion, for, texting that person back or whatever it is. Oh, hey, Andrea. Whatever that is, that fear, it's like really an illusion. Like fear, for the most part, can't slap you in the face. You know what I mean? It's false. So there's two options, which I love to talk about, and I always remind myself of this, is F everything and run. You can fuck it and run, or you can forget it and run, whatever you want to do. F everything and run, which is one option when we come across fear, right? Which is like sometimes the easiest of what we want to do. The second one is face everything and rise. And when we face everything and rise, that is when we get closer to love. Because when we face everything and rise, that's when we realize who we are, what we're made of, we discover our potential, and you're like, wow, I did that. So think about option one, F everything and run, right? And then a lot of the times, if it's something that is big and scary, we turn around and we're like, man, like that sucked that I missed that opportunity, or man, what would have happened if I did that? What if? Right? So it's like it attracts, by following that path, it kind of attracts that low vibrational frequency. When we're not at a match, then we're not at a match, right? Like we want to be up here. So that's one. It's going to attract less down here, those low vibrational frequencies. But if you face everything and rise, you're going to be able to look back and be like, wow, I made it. Even if it was a complete shit show and it was the Mack truck we were talking about earlier, even if it was like a Mack truck, you're like, I still did it. Like I'm so proud of myself for doing this. If you guys want to send some prayers since I'm like healing love, I'm totally more than open to that because whatever. I just have makeup on. That's why I look like I'm put together right now, but I kind of feel like shit. So if you face everything right, you're going to be in alignment with that love. You're going to increase that frequency and you're going to get closer to that love. I don't have to fear my fear. I can just use it as a way to get closer to love. So that is my interpretation for that. But I know that there's so much more, that your fear is also your body, your subconscious, trying to protect you. And whenever you experience that fear, that resistance, an example I love to use is like, if you're in a bubble, right? You're in a balloon. Okay, here's where we're comfortable and we're cozy and it's nice and warm. And then when you want to get out of your comfort zone, you want to go to the next level, you want to do that next scary thing, try that next scary thing, say that next scary thing. What happens, you're trying to get out of the bubble and you come across resistance and it's like, ugh. And then the fear kicks in. And it's like, am I capable of doing this? What's going to happen when I pop the bubble? Like maybe I want to go like this and go back to what's normal. But when out of the comfort becomes the zone, you keep pushing and you realize I can F everything and run, or I can face everything and rise. And then you just like pop through it. There's no more bubble, no more limits, no more nothing, right? And I love that. And that's another way to get closer to love too, because then you're like, I did it, like a little kid, which I love. So you don't have to fear your fear. You can use it as a way to get closer to love. Okay, I love that. And I love you guys. And yes, I'm going to sign off here and we will have a Facebook Live coming up because there's a really amazing manifestation event that I am supporting my friend Matthew in doing. He is like my soul brother. I love him so much and you're going to see why when we do our Facebook Live in a little bit. So if you guys are in Reno, I highly recommend you to come to this event. And it's all about manifestation. We're going to do a fire ceremony. We're going to do like another releasing ceremony. We're going to do cacao. Like it's going to be super duper cool. I will be there. So we're going to share all of the details in a little bit. With that, I love you guys so, so much. And thank you for sticking with me. Like I know that me recording this video for you, like I know it has an impact. And I'm so excited that throughout, like by this time next year in 2020, that we're gonna have like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people more that we can share with. And so thank you for being part of my community and you mean so much to me. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.